Okay, this is gonna be like the fourth, fifth, sixth take. But anyways, first off, I'm not gonna be talking about the announcement I've been talking about for a week, two or three. See what I did with the numbers. I'm not gonna talk about the announcement. I probably have to talk about it soon because eventually I'm gonna have to talk about it when I actually start the announcement. The thing I'm gonna talk about in the announcement because I'm gonna probably talk about that like back to back. But what I will talk about is some cool stuff. Like for my data privacy class, there's a project due tomorrow or a presentation of the project due tomorrow that essentially goes over well, my project essentially goes over, okay, you know how terms and conditions is, they're very verbose, they're very a lot of language, right? A lot of talking, kind of like Project Philip sometimes. The idea is kind of to simplify and say, okay, this is a lot of stuff. I don't understand what's going on here. I just want to accept it, but I think you guys might be a bit shady. So what it does is that the Chrome extension allows you to submit text in the terms and conditions, and then it submits, it responds with a simplified version of that text. It also gives a readability score. Readability score essentially analyzes how I guess accessible it is in the law. That can be an interpretation, but the readability score just how readable is it to most people. So if it's very low, then you probably like need a college degree or more education to understand that. If it's very high, then most people can understand it. And it's pretty cool. Honestly, it's an AI wrapper, to be honest. That's what the AI is for, the summarization part or the simplification part, where you want to look at it. And what it does is that it wraps around the Llama API. I was going to use OpenAI, but OpenAI wanted to charge like $5. I thought that was crazy. So I used the Llama API, got that done. Now, that wasn't really hard. Honestly, I thought it was going to be much harder to do that, but I think what was really cool was to try and use Grok. I thought Grok initially was the Elon Musk AI thing, but it's not. So that was really, I don't know, that was nice to know. But use Grok and then got the project done. So that's nice. What I'm doing now is now creating the presentation that coincides with it. And I think what I like about the whole presentation aspect is that recently I've been experimenting a lot more with my presentations. I think before I always wanted my presentations to look more aesthetic, or aesthetically pleasing. But the thing is, I would usually use PowerPoint or Google Slides, and a lot of their templates are very basic or standard. So now I've switched over to Canva, and I have more room to kind of innovate and just build upon like very, I guess, innovative and creative designs. So that's been really awesome to just not only just like it's fun as the person building the slides, but it's also fun finding new ways to present because I feel like the Canvas slides introduce a new form of structure to a lot of my presentation. I think it just makes it more engaging and allows it to kind of break the mold in the sense of like, okay, you're going to listen to a bunch of presentations, but my presentations could probably be the most interesting one you're going to hear today. Just because it's not going to follow the 1, 2, 3 structure. It's more so going to try and take a more interactive approach with you and just make it interactive from your eyes to your ears to the whole thing. I guess engaging might be the better word. The point is, it's really fun and it's fun for everyone. Besides that, though, not much else is going on. I think it's just the Duolingo site visit tomorrow. I've already talked about my goals with that. Then there's some SGB stuff. With SGB, there are a couple of dates. On Tuesday, I believe, we're trying to do an SGB board meetup at Stacked. It's like this burger place. I hope they have burgers without cheese. I know that sounds weird, but like their logo is like cheeseburgers, and I don't like cheeseburgers, and I feel like they might say something like, "Oh, why don't you do cheese?" I think that's really dumb because you can easily not do cheese. But yeah, we're doing it there, so I think that's gonna be nice to kind of meet the team. I feel like I don't know, even though I work in the SGBDI community, which I think is very I think the communities are kind of like, if you want, it can be very involved in itself. I really didn't interact with SGB people before winning the election, so I feel like kind of an outsider in that aspect. I think that's both. It's kind of fun. It's really fun, just in that aspect of being like that outsider, I guess. But I can't wait to meet them. A couple days after, I think 2 days after the meetup, that's when the inauguration is. I still don't have an outfit ready. I feel like for most of my events, I've been doing the same blue and red tie suit. So I kind of want to switch it up, maybe like do a black suit with like or black tux with a bow tie. Maybe that'll be nice. So really excited for that. I also want to try and see what I can get done with Corey campus operations and innovation. I think one thing that was recent, before I even thought about Corey, even though what Corey was, something I always want to get done is that when you're coming up to upper campus, the route you're usually going to take is through the Peterson Event Center. The Peterson Event Center is like this big building that kind of, it's on upper campus, but like it has like these two sets of escalators that allows you to get to upper campus much faster. But what happens is that sometimes it's closed for events, and sometimes it closes, I think, at 10. Right. So what I want to do, at least for the event aspect, is I want to try and inform upper campus students of, okay, hey, the POC Event Center will be closed from this day, from this time to this time, because it does affect your movement. Like, okay, if I know it's going to close at 7 p.m., maybe I'll finish up at 6 p.m., head up and get there before it closes, so I don't have to take the extra walk, because it is a very daunting walk at times. But yeah, I don't know, I feel bad because I feel like there's not much else for me to say. Like, it was a pretty chill day. I got some new stuff. Like, I finally bought the remote for the Fire TV, so that's really exciting. I got a new drawing block. Mine had 3 extra holes than it should have. But yeah, it was a nice day. It was Palm Sunday, so it was really nice to just get up early, go to church. Get up early is an exaggeration. Get up at like 10 a.m. Or 11 a.m. and then I got up a bunch of times, but like officially get up at like maybe 10:30 a.m. and then go to church. I think that was really nice, and the weather was nice. So I think, all in all, it was a pretty solid day. It's really just a matter of making the most of the week. There was about 2 weeks till exam starts, or a week and a half, and I go home next weekend or this upcoming weekend. So I think it's really just a matter of trying to put all the pieces in the right places and just making the most out of it, because so far, thanks to God, it's been like an amazing year for so many reasons. I just really want to make sure I can close it off spectacularly, spectacularly, either way you say the word. I want to do that and just go from there. But besides that, I have nothing else to say, so have a great day.